So when I say the word mutation, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's superheroes, right? Flying, superpowers, the whole deal. But what if I told you that mutations are not just science fiction? In fact, they're happening inside you right now. So, are they just random mistakes in our genetic code? Or are they the very engine that drives life itself? Let's dive in and break down the real science behind genetic mutations.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First up, we're going to nail down what a mutation actually is. Then we'll explore the two major scales they operate on, and you can think of this as the difference between tiny typos and entire pages being ripped out of a book. And finally, we'll tackle the biggest question of all. Are mutations a bug in the system, or are they life's greatest feature?
All right, let's kick things off by separating the Hollywood fantasy from the hard biological facts. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to fly, right? Or have super strength? It's really fun to imagine. But the thing is, while those comic book powers are pure fiction, the real biological process that inspired them is a fundamental part of all life. So let's get into the actual science. Okay, so here it is, the core scientific definition. A mutation is simply a permanent change in the sequence of letters. Those are the bases that make up our DNA. The best way to think of it is as a typo in the instruction manual for you. And get this, these changes, they're happening all the time in you, in me, in every living thing on this planet. That's the real question, isn't it? I mean, how can one tiny little typo in our massive genetic blueprint possibly have such a huge impact on an entire organism? It seems kind of crazy, right? Well, the answer all comes down to something biologists call the central dogma. So think of your DNA as the master instruction manual for you. A messenger molecule, called RNA, comes along and makes a copy of a specific plan from that manual. That copy then goes to a workshop in the cell to build a protein. And proteins are the workers. They do everything. They build everything. So you can see, right? A little typo in that original blueprint can mean you end up building the wrong protein, or no protein at all. And that can lead to some really big changes in how your body looks or works. Okay, but here's the thing. Not all of these typos are the same, not by a long shot. They actually happen on two completely different scales. We need to look at the difference between a small typo and a completely ripped out page. On one hand, you've got these small-scale gene mutations. I want you to think of these as a single typo in just one word of the instruction manual, affecting just one gene. But then you've got the big stuff, large-scale chromosomal mutations. Now we're talking about whole pages, even entire chapters, being ripped out, copied, or stuck in the wrong place. So let's zoom in on those smaller glitches first. What really happens when just one or a few letters in that DNA code get mixed up? So down at this gene level, we basically see two main kinds of errors. The first is a point mutation. That's a simple swap, where one letter just gets replaced by another. But then you have frame shift mutations, where a letter is either added in or deleted completely. And these frame shift mutations, well, as you're about to see, they can be a way bigger deal. Okay, to really get why these frame shift mutations can be so catastrophic, we're going to use a super simple analogy. See, our cells read our DNA code in little 3-letter chunks, kind of like words. These are called codons. So let's say our healthy, functional gene has a message that reads like this simple sentence. See? Every 3-letter word is clear. It all makes perfect sense. This is a healthy gene doing its job. But watch this. What happens if we delete just one single letter? Let's take out the I from big. Suddenly, the whole way the sentence is read gets shifted over. It's called a frame shift. And look, everything after that point is just total nonsense. This is exactly why one tiny little deletion or insertion can completely wreck the protein that was supposed to be built. All right, so we've seen the typos. Now let's zoom way out and look at the bigger picture. What happens when it's not just a letter, but whole chromosomes that are affected? 47. Just the number 47. What could that possibly mean in our genetic story? No, it's not a mistake on the slide. It actually represents a huge, profound change to a person's entire genetic makeup. So that number, 47, that's the total number of chromosomes found in a person with Down syndrome. You see, most humans have 46 chromosomes, organized neatly into 23 pairs. So where does that extra one come from? Well, it's caused by a specific event called trisomy 21. It all comes down to a little hiccup during the creation of a sperm or an egg cell, a process called non-disjunction.
Basically, when the chromosomes are being divvied up, the 21st pair, it just fails to separate properly. They stick together. And what that means is that one of those final cells, a gamete, ends up with an extra copy of chromosome 21. And if that's the cell that's involved in fertilization, the person who develops will have 3 copies of that chromosome instead of the usual 2. So, okay, we've seen how these changes happen, both big and small. But that leads to the big question. Are they always bad? Always a problem? Well, the reality is, it's way more complicated than that. Mutations really exist on a whole spectrum of effects.
And this is probably going to surprise you. The truth is, the overwhelming majority of mutations are totally harmless. They have zero effect. And why is that? Well, it's because something like 98.5% of our DNA is what we call non-coding DNA. You can think of it as the filler text or the empty margins in our genetic instruction book. And a typo in those areas, usually, it doesn't change a thing.
This table here really gives us a fantastic snapshot of that full spectrum. On the harmful side, you've got serious genetic disorders like sickle cell anemia. Then, right in the middle, you have all the harmless little quirks that make us individuals. Things like freckles, blonde hair, or whether you have attached earlobes. But then you get to the really cool part, the useful mutations. These are changes that can give a person a real survival advantage, like natural resistance to diseases like HIV or malaria. And you know, scientists are actually studying these beneficial mutations like crazy, hoping to develop new treatments based on them.
And this right here, brings us to maybe the single most important idea of this whole explainer. You have to understand, without mutation, life on Earth would just be static. Every organism would be a perfect clone of its parent forever. Mutations are what create all the variation, all the differences. They are the raw material that natural selection works with to shape life, driving the entire engine of evolution. So, that brings us full circle, right back to our original question. Are mutations just mistakes? Or are they the fundamental feature that allows life to adapt, innovate, and create the incredible diversity we see all around us? And I think the answer is, they're both. They are random errors, absolutely, but they are also life's greatest feature. Without those random errors, none of the incredible complexity and beauty of life as we know it could possibly exist.